Well, a happy Saturday to you wherever you are on this planet. So come on in, take a sip, and let's wind down this morning and jump into our Saturday grid. Today we have a construction by Jacob McDermott, edited by Joel Faliano, and as always, our best to Will Shorts until he makes a full and resounding recovery. Let's jump into this grid, see what we got for today. Saturdays are rough days, and we'll see what we got. Okay, don't flatter yourself. Better fit. I just have a feeling it's going to be like abler or something. More than tipsy. Figure that's not usually discussed. Well, let's take a stab at income. And while we're at it, sweets. Is this a D maybe? Yeah, this could be a D, an ED, because you're talking about being drunk or something, trashed, right? So maybe we'll have an ED at the end. I don't know. It's late night stage, REM. Okay, so I have a feeling this is going to be abler. Okay, so that would make this an E. So this looks like eco mode, setting in many modern cars. Iconic line on 1950s TV. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in there. I mean, as much as I can't stand it, it's just so inelegant. Abler. I mean, wouldn't you just say he's more able, more capable, abler? Okay, let's see. Dehydrated bit in trail mix. Probably banana chip, maybe? I can't think of anything else that's dehydrated in there. Maybe it could be a craisin or something, but I don't think that's not really fitting here so far, if this is actually abler. So more than tipsy is probably sauced, and this LUC here makes me think Lucy, I'm home. We'll better check this. Elfin folk, okay, Faye, and writing tip. This should be a nib for you fellow ballpoint users out there. Life-changing work. Where roots are branches, probably family tree. I don't know. I have to check that one for sure. Altos might follow this, or altos might follow this. Oh, Los Altos. Okay. All right, got it. And sound muffled by an elbow, perhaps, maybe a sneeze, a chew. Life-changing work, bio something. What some do during a night out, probably shots. I haven't done those in a while, but I might have to today. Maybe biotech is life-changing work, and one dimension, stays hungry. This is probably fast, so that'd be dimension of time, and dimension, for example, maybe a specification, a spec for short, going full tilt. I would say either awry or at it. Word commonly lowercased in titles. I'm going to just take a shot at and. Product release and formally, I think this is probably a drop. And then if we look at this down, finishing touches. Don't know. A question from a dealer. So, if that's a rye, W, portrayer of Bunny Lebowski in The Big Lebowski. No, and that's Tara Reid. So it's going to be at it up top. And I'm always thinking, is it IE or EI on Tara Reid? So I'm thinking this is at it at the top and finishing touches. I just don't know. Grammy alternative. Question from a dealer. R&B singer Lennox. I think that's Ari Lennox. Okay, so question from a dealer. I think we're talking about car dealers. So that'd be in or out? In or out? And a Grammy alternative. Nana. Nans. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I guess it's early here. And it is early. It's 8:30 in the morning here in Bavaria. So here we go. I guess this is maybe a golf reference. Tap-ins. Zach of Baywatch. I think this is Efron. I never watched any Baywatch. I mean, I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I was in school at the time. I was an undergraduate. Flips out, maybe Freaks. Because it's too short to write in. And has a cow. Has a cow. Cow. Please, we don't need the details. Oh, maybe spare us. Yeah, okay. My word. Heavens to Betsy. Tea variety. I think this is a son. Yep, because Vice President Harris's family nickname, I think, is Malala or Moala. I can't remember. I read about this somewhere though. Fireside drink is a nog. You know, when I'm going through the news during the mornings, you know, trying to see what's going on in the world around me, and I see these little things like Vice President Harris's family nickname, I'm always thinking it might show up in a crossword one day. Talk about gearing your life around a potential for a future clue on a crossword. I mean, it's just what it is with me. Total nerd, probably, yeah. Devout, Personally on a post. Oh, Momala. Okay, because this has got to be in my opinion, maybe, right? Fiend could be an animal. It seems a little simple for a Saturday to me. Devout. Hot-footed it. Ellipses equivalent often. Could probably be etc. And again, not very elegant, but at least it was an elegant-ish clue there to get this little three-letter gem, if we will. Nib was good up top, but abler, which is cringeworthy, right? Word with pole or patrol. I think this is ski, because I can't think of a paw pole. I can't think of a paw patrol. I think this is going to be ski pole. Ski patrol. Hot-footed it. Maybe ran like mad? Ran like mad. Devout looks like it might be godly. Puts everything on the table. So this might be risks it all. Yeah, it kind of works. So godly for that. Devout, maybe. And singles material. Okay. Clay, sure. Works for me. Possible cause of an icy glare. Ball handler. That's just great. Sarcastically. Well, I think this is love it. And this must be gotta love it. When in fact you mean I don't love it. It's funny how we get our meanings and things we say. Like the term God knows. What we really mean is who knows? No one knows, right? Something to kick. Oh, it surely can't be. Mad rush. It could be a tear. Man of many words. Coffee appliance. So sweets might be dearie. My wife would punch me in the face if I called her dearie. Coffee appliance. Maybe this is a roaster. I've been wanting one for some time, but then I had to find a place to get green coffee beans. like some discriminatory policies, and this makes me very happy to see, but again, it's starting to creep into our crosswords an awful lot. And this is ageist. I've seen ageism, so on and so forth. Something I can't stand. Ageism. I mean, old people are wonderful. Young people are wonderful. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's pretty wonderful. So, can we just leave it at that? Our parents will kill us. We are so dead. And a ball handler. This is good. Podiatrist. Don't know why, but I like that. There's a ball of your foot, you know, foot and ankle doctor. Yeah, it's good stuff. Actor honored in the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know what WWE stands for. It's got something to do with wrestling, right? Like the World Wrestling something, but I don't know what the E stands for. I might have to look that up. But I'm thinking this is Mr. T. I pity the fool. Poet. Okay. Rainer Maria Rilke. Rilke. That's how you would say that in German. Rilke. Rilke kind of a thing. So, minister's home, usually a manse. Possible cause of an icy glare looks like sleet. And what do we got here? A barn item. Pail? Concerns for a prospective home buyer. Could be repairs, I'm assuming. And that would make this a pail, and puts a round peg in a square hole. Say, yeah, errors, you know, can make a mistake. Grouse. Well, I don't think we're talking about bird. I think we're talking about the verb. Raise a stink. And that fit in, slot in, something to kick ass. I can't believe there was a time that I would have died when I saw that in a crossword. Not because I'm so offended. I promise you. I mean, I should have been in the Navy, considering my language. My dad was in the Navy, so was my sister. My mother and I were both Army. But it's funny. I don't get offended by the language. I just can't believe that it's in there. Something to kick ass. I mean... Japanese aesthetic that embraces imperfection, and that's wabi-sabi, if I remember correctly. And so, man of many words. I think we're talking about Noah Webster. And let's see, unpopular and then some. Offering from the website Greenvelope. I think it was like e-cards and e-vites. My mother usually sends me those for my birthday, along with like an Amazon gift card. And I spend it. Love Amazon. You get crap that you don't need, and it's just awesome. You know, do you need 4,000 laser pointers? No, I'll take it. You know, kind of a thing, right? So, unpopular than some is probably reviled, which reminds me of a Robert Earl Keen song. Cisgender and words of corporate pandering. We care. Oh my god, I feel like this has gone too quickly today. I don't know. I must have fat fingered something somewhere. What do we got here? Lead into bad news, alas. McIntyre of Country. I think we're talking about Reba. Reba. And made the cut. Edit. Collected dust. Sad. How did we do, Bob? Alright. Hey! 13:25 is not a bad way to spend a Saturday morning. Now, I'm going to try to get this edited and up online so that when you decide you want to wind down later, it'll be there for you. And I have to go to the farmer's market because I'm thinking, well, it's a beautiful day in Germany, and I'm going to go to the farmer's market. That's why, because I've got a bunch of euros in my pocket and I want to go buy some fresh celery or something, right? I can't go wrong with celery. So, I got a very interesting comment on yesterday's video, or one of our videos, about going into thought process and kind of maybe doing a separate series or maybe a video on the thought process of going through a puzzle and how I solve these things. And I think I'm going to do that, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I know I'm going to do that. It's been kind of on my mind, but I thought, well, there might not be much of a need for it or a desire for it. Not much of a call to do something like that. But I'm getting the impression that that's no longer the case. And especially for people who are just getting into the puzzle and trying to make, you know, heads or tails of it all, right? You know, so a lot of it is a process. Just to show real quick on this particular puzzle we just did, I had a feeling on Better Fit that it was going to be abler. I mean, I just had this feeling. I think I said it right off the bat, or I came to it pretty quick after. I don't know. I have to rewatch this to see what I said. But it's one of those grown words, you know, like etc. You know, and you know, these little three-letter things. Cisgender, I think, is good. I like Los Altos. That's great, right? You know, because at first you're thinking altos might follow this, but like, what could it possibly be? I mean, you're thinking really low, do, re, mi. I mean, like, my mind's going through all these various things, so you kind of get hooked up there. But I always say to myself, well, if this is abler, if it is, you know, I'm kind of putting the puzzle together in my head before I even start typing stuff out. I'm looking at 3 or 4 different layers at the same time of potential, and then when it kind of comes to me, okay, so if that's A, that would be an R, this would be a late night stage, REM sleep, rapid eye movement, so on and so forth. Like, I didn't get deary until the end. I wouldn't have gotten that, but more than tipsy. I mean, sauced, not a very common way to describe that anymore that I hear, but it slowly kind of makes itself out. These little three-letter answers like eco and so on and so forth, you know, you slowly start to put it together. I had rem and eco, and then the LU kind of started coming through when I finally just succumbed to the abler and I just put it in there to see what would happen. I wouldn't have ever guessed as if, don't flatter yourself. I would have thought maybe 4 letters, but you could maybe stretch the meaning, say this is vain or something, right? See, it's just a matter of going through sometimes and finding this stuff that you think you know. Like, I would have loved it if I had wabi sabi at the very start, because that's something I knew. There are certain things I know, and like Reba, for example, you know, McIntyre of country. Okay, makes sense. It's Reba McIntyre. I mean, everybody knows who she is, right? You know. And so it's just a piece-by-piece step. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put together maybe a separate series, maybe once a week or something like that, where I kind of go through some of the harder stuff from the weekend to kind of talk through how I get to the answers. I'm not a fast solver. I'm not competitive. If you put me on the spot, you know, I'd probably crumble. You know, I mean, I'm just not that guy. There are some really fast puzzlers out there, and when you look at Rex Parker, right? You know, his real name's Michael Sharp. Fabulous guy. I emailed him in the past. I mean, I was in the Army. I sent him emails from Iraq, just asking questions like, "Hey, I ran into this in the Stars and Stripes issue," and blah blah blah. He was always really cool, and he would reach back out to me. But this guy, he's one of the fastest solvers on the planet. I mean, he'll go through a crossword in like seconds. And so that's not how my mind works. I'm not like that. But there's a lot of great solvers out there, right? You know, people who, you know, and a lot of great constructors. And I think if you can construct and solve, you know, that's like the ideal of perfection. So, but yeah, I think I'll walk through some of these things, and as requested, why not? And it'd be kind of a lot of fun, I think, just to kind of explore the deep crevices of my mind. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others, right? You know, and learn how to say hello and goodbye in another language, for example. So, with the latter in mind, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, adios, que tengas un lindo día, shalom, maslamati, henlapkai, tambiet, annyeonghaseyo, and aloha. Cheers. Take care. Have a wonderful Saturday. We'll see you for the Sunday grid. Cheers.